Hello and welcome to another episode of the In Between Podcast. Let's go ahead and get this started. Hello and welcome to another episode of the In Between Podcast with your host, as always, Kyle McLemore. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Definitely helps the pod stay alive, and we appreciate it here at the In Between Podcast. How are you guys doing in your 2023? Still keeping up with those New Year's resolutions? I certainly hope so. I thought we could spend some time together and go over what's new and upcoming in the year of 2023. Because I was kind of glancing ahead into the future. And it seems like 2023 is going to be a pretty good year for movies. So let's head to the cinema. I'm going to go ahead and skip over January since we're basically through it and most of the good stuff has already come out already. So we'll jump into February with Magic Mike's Last Dance. Bum, 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 the final into the trilogy that we've all been waiting for, but not really. I actually don't think I've ever actually sat and watched any of the Magic Mike. I've seen clips or whatever. Matthew McConaughey's in the first one, right? He's like, all right. You can look, but you can't. Well, what does it say? Like, now the rule is you can look, but you can't touch. Now the law says you can look, but you can't touch. But I can see we got a lot of lawbreakers out there tonight. It's weird, never having seen the film, but I totally have like the McConaughey lines memorized. As for the Last Dance, I don't think I'm not really hyped for it. I guess I'd have to run through the other two and get caught up on the history. Got Salma Hayek in this one, Salma Hayek, my all-time the very first love of my life, Salma Hayek in Desperado. My goodness. Moving on to, are we still in February? Oh yeah, February with Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, which is a pretty cool name, Quantumania. Finally get to see, what is it, Kane the Conqueror, played by Jonathan Majors. He was kind of like introduced in Loki, I want to say, so it'll be cool, but he was very cryptic, and like, I'm like the crazy future version of myself, and like, I've existed through all time, and now I'm like getting cycled back or whatever, so it'll be cool to see him in full comic Kane form. I mean, I don't know too much about him, so it'll be cool to be introduced, and I got high hopes. I mean, I was really holding out for some Doctor Doom action in Wakanda, and boy, did that rug get ripped out from underneath me. There was no Doom, like not a whisper of Doom at all. I mean, maybe they're saving it for whenever they finally reintroduce Fantastic Four again, but we'll see what happens with Kane. I'm a big Paul Rudd fan. Ant-Man's cool. First one was great. Second one, why do I not remember the second one that much? Maybe because it was a while ago? Oh, that's the one with the girl who was like shifting or whatever. Michelle Pfeiffer showed up in that second one. It should be cool. I look forward to it. Ant-Man's cool. Like lots of shrinking and growing and stuff, so it should be interesting. Coming up in March, here we go with Creed 3. Hell yeah, I'm going to see Creed 3. I'm going to have to do a refresher on all the other Creeds because it's been a while since I've seen him, and I don't remember much other than just him winning and like training. But that's mostly all I care about is just the training montages and the boxing. And again, now that I think about it, Jonathan Majors again, it looks like he's going to be having a banger of a 23, two big ones. But yeah, man, you see those, the trailer looks awesome. Jonathan Majors, they were friends or something, and he got put in jail, and he's like, hey, I'm out, and I'm here to whoop some ass. Both looking shredded. It's also the directorial debut of Mr. Michael B. Jordan, so it'll be interesting not only to see the trilogy of the franchise, but also Michael B's directorial debut. I think it's his debut. Yeah, directorial debut. And then coming up Also in March, 65, starring Adam Driver. That's the, I'm traveling to another planet, but what? It's Earth? But what? There's dinosaurs? But what? It reminds me of Turok. Turok. It was Turok, right? Like, Turok was a amazing video game. I think I had it like on 64 or something. I can't even remember. I just remember it was such a wild, like, yeah, you're fighting dinosaurs with a motherfucking M4, and it's like, oh shit, raptors. So it's like, that's what I thought it was gonna be like a Turok movie until they, like, slapped the 65 on there. But Turok was awesome. I don't know how I feel about this movie. It feels very like, I don't know, dinosaurs, blasting dinosaurs, and I guess it doesn't matter, like, because then I was kind of thinking, like, aren't you, like, fucking up the whole past? But then it's like, I suppose if a meteor is going to kind of hit and reset the Earth, then who cares if you, do whatever you want? Like, you're not going to affect time, I guess, unless he fucking gets a rocket launcher and, like, shoots out the missile that destroys the comet or whatever. Moving on to, still in March here, we got another Scream coming out. I'm going to have to get caught up on a lot of these franchises. Scream, I have trouble remembering past, like, Scream 2. I'm going to have to do a deep rewatch, a whole marathon on Scream, and get caught up on that, because I'm way, way behind. But it's cool. I mean, it's in New York, so that should be interesting. Coming up, still in the March range, Shazam! Fury of the Gods. We'll see what happens. I mean, lots of shaking up going on at the DC verse, so I don't know if this is going to be like part of their new rollout. Like, it was technically made before like all that stuff went down, so I don't know if this is going to be like part of their new universe, or if they're doing little side thing over here, like let Shazam finish its own thing, and then we'll just kind of like brush it aside. But I mean, the first one was okay. I remember it being like pretty fun. Like, it wasn't terrible, so we'll check it out. We'll see. Let's see, going towards the end of March, here we go, John Wick, Chapter 4. Just Chapter 4, no weird Parabellum or whatever the last one was. 2 words for this one, Donnie Yen, dude. Donnie Yen is all I care about in this movie. I am so looking forward to the amazing Donnie Yen doing some amazing stunts in this movie. There's also, like, you get like a 1-second clip of him fighting Hiroyuki, and it just looks amazing. Donnie Yen going all fast, and Hiroyuki doing like that sick samurai style. Like, oh man, it's probably gonna be a quick fight, but it's gonna be awesome. I cannot wait to get my fill of Donnie Yen in the new John Wick. I'm curious if this will finally put the nail in John Wick, like 4? Like, it can't possibly keep going, right? Like, Keanu Reeves also getting up there, but fuck it. I mean, if it keeps making the money, sure. And then moving on to, we're still in March. Yeah, March. Dungeons and Dragons. Honor Amongst Thieves. I'm actually really looking forward to this. But maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should guard my hopes on this one, because it's like, I feel like I might be falling into the trap of like a really good trailer. Dungeons and Dragons had a great trailer drop. It looks really actiony, but it also has like a overall tone of like fun and like lightness. It just like gels so well, especially when you see Chris Pine being like, really fun and like, kind of goofy, but also very actiony. It looks cool. I'm into Dungeons and Dragons. Looking forward to that one. I'm gonna try to stay guarded on it though. And now we finally cross over into April, looking at the Super Mario, which, I mean, like, say what you want, say whatever you want about Chris Pine, like, oh my god, the voice is going to be insane, who cares? Watch it on mute, because just from the trailer, dude, Super Mario Brothers is looking like it's going to be eye-bustingly, like, amazing. My eyes are going to be splurging all over the place. It looks so crispy clean. It looks really good. I'm actually looking forward to just staring at Super Mario. Like, it looks beautiful. And then talk about a tone shift from Super Mario, and then like the next week after that is gonna be Evil Dead. Ooh, I can't wait for this one. Evil Dead Rise, not, directed by the great Sam Raimi, but a new take. I guess it's finally getting out of the forest and the whole cabin in the woods kind of deal, and we're going to the big city. But I don't care. You slap Evil Dead on whatever you want, and you already have my money. Like, any kind of remake, reimagining, sequel that you're going to do, I'll be right there first row, because I love Evil Dead so much that I will watch anybody read the Necronomicon. I don't give a fuck. So that should be fun. And then, okay, we're crossing over into May. May, Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3. Lots of trilogies, it looks like, in this year. Guardians of the Galaxy should be good. I feel like the second one was kind of like a dip compared to the first. Like, I really liked the first one. Like, I'm not saying 2 was bad, but it certainly wasn't as good as 1. But the way it goes with trilogies, like, in almost every case, you do have that kind of middle dip in the trilogy, but the third one tends to bring it back, and James Gunn has been, like, on a hot streak of hot streaks, dude. Like, nobody's been on fire like James Gunn lately. The mofo is taking over the entire DC universe, so sure, I'm sure he can handle the third Guardians, no problem. It looks like I'm going to be crying my eyes out, because they're already, like, foreshadowing it, like, Rocket being tortured or whatever his past is, so I'm sure we'll have plenty of scenes of, like, a baby Rocket being, like, horribly abused, and it should be extremely emotional. And I'm like, ugh. Now that I talked about it, I'm not looking forward to. And then there's, like, a otter in there too, so it's like, ooh, 2 small, adorable animals that are probably gonna shatter my heart, but we'll see. And then, oh baby, here we go, Fast X. I feel like the whole reason that they, like, pushed it, like, once they hit, like, 6 or 7, it's like, ugh, this is getting kind of rough. But, if we make it to 10, we can call it Fast X. And it's like, oh, fuck it, we're going for it, dude. Fast X, also reportedly to be the first of a 2-parter, which is also reportedly to be, like, it might finally be over, like, after Fast X Part 1, and then Part 2 might finally, like, okay, Jesus, Fast and the Furious finally dies. Story is being kept under wraps, but I can only imagine it's got to be whoever Vin Diesel's dad is, right? Like, that's the whole thing, family. John Cena showed up as the brother, and then they did, I don't remember a lot, but I do remember them being like, yeah, our dad used to make us, like, do bad stuff, and I don't like that. So we don't talk to Dad no more, but he's totally alive. Maybe he'll show up in the next movie. But then I'm trying to think of, like, who could possibly be, like, John Cena and Vin Diesel's dad, and be, like, as old as you would need to be their dads. How many old actors are there that could even fill that role? Michael Caine. Michael Caine as Vin Diesel's dad. What are other old actors? Clint Eastwood. Clint Eastwood's up there, man. He's pretty badass. He rolls in as the Gran Torino guy. John Cena, get your ass off my lawn. Or who's another actor? Oh, dude, you know who would be an amazing old actor to be, like, the dad in the Fast and Furious? Danny DeVito, dude. Make Danny DeVito the dad of Vin Diesel and John Cena. How awesome would it be if he finally... He rolls up in a big old semi-truck, too, but then it's just like a big callback to Taxi where he jumps out and he's all short. Boys, come here. What are you doing? It's all about family. Oh, but then Arnold Schwarzenegger shows up as the twin, so it's like he still has the genes, you know what I mean? That's why they're still buff. Oh, dude, it's a whole universe of, like, twins and Fast and Furious. But I'm going to see it. I mean, Fast and Furious, hopefully they'll make it shorter, dude. That was, like, my biggest call out on the last one. Like, they're all insane, ridiculous, usually hilarious, but, like, that last one was way too long, dude. Way too long. All right, what do we got here? Let's move on to still in May with The Little Mermaid. It's interesting that people could be so angry about a movie that's probably not going to be good. What was the last good live-action Disney movie? Oh, yeah, that's right. None of them. The first one, Beauty and the Beast, I think I watched like the first 2 minutes, dude, and I could not take it. When what's-her-name came out, Belle or Emma, was it Emma Watson? There goes that girl. I was like, nope, I can't do it. I'm sorry, I can't do it, dude. It's just too brutal. Aladdin, not that great. What are the other ones? I did not like Lion King. I know I'm missing some other ones. Dumbo, I never saw. Didn't they just do Pinocchio too? I haven't seen that one either, but I don't think any of them are good, and I don't think this one will be good either. I mean, I am mildly interested. Javier Bardem, he's so fucking good that he's gonna make me go see this terrible movie. Javier Bardem is supposed to be King Triton, so I wonder who's gonna be Ursula. Melissa McCarthy, are you fucking... of course it would be Melissa McCarthy, dude. Okay, whatever. Moving on to the summer, going deep into June, and by deep I mean June 2nd, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I mean, the first one was so goddamn good that this one has to be great, right? Like, I think the trailer doesn't show you much other than some kind of multiverse with all the other Spider-Men and women. It should be cool. I'm down for it. The first one was really good. The second one should be even better. Oh boy, talking about all these movies got my mouth dry. Let's move on to June 9th. Wow. Just like a week after Spider-Man. That's coming in close. Transformers gonna be trying to put up a fight with Spider-Man. Rise of the Beast. Dude, I don't know how many, the Transformer-verse is so, like, convoluted and weird and, like, so hard to keep track. Wasn't Merlin, like, in the last one riding a dragon or something? Like, I can't even keep up, like, what's real and what's not, and, like, there's Transformers all throughout history, but then not really, but then sort of they are. I don't know. Where's Shia LaBeouf at? I don't know. But Transformers Rise of the Beast, I'm in, because nobody liked Beast Wars more than this dude right here, dude. Beast Wars was my shit, and it's so weird because I literally had no interest in Transformers at all. Like, the whole cars and planes, like, yeah, no thanks, but cheetahs and lions and, like, hippos turning into robots? Oh, I'm in. For whatever reason, I thought it was the coolest shit ever. And I used to love that show, dude. Yeah, I cannot wait to see these Beast War Transformers. And then we got that's another DC one coming out, The Flash, coming out in June. And from what I'm reading about The Flash, it sounds like the Flash movie is going to be like the latest Spider-Man, where like they kind of combined all the other Spider-Mans, and it was like a whole multiverse like thing where they brought in Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. That's the vibe I get from The Flash. Like, they're talking about like bringing in Michael Keaton as like an alternate Batman, and like lots of alternate people coming in. Maybe why can't I remember his name? The other guy who played Superman. It feels very multiverse. I don't know. We'll see how that one goes. And then also Ezra Miller. Is he going to be like in jail when that movie comes out? Is he going to be like choking out fans at the red carpet when that movie comes out? And now we're getting, oh boy, we're getting a little risky here. Coming in still June. June is a packed month. Goddamn. Another Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Indiana Jones and the D of the D. Man, I don't understand how they could possibly do this again. Like, I don't understand how you could... I have, like, PTSD from that last movie. You know what's even crazier about that last movie? It took me a while until I finally gave in and was like, yeah, that movie is dog shit. I remember seeing it in theaters, and I remember seeing it with people who were like, that movie was terrible. And I remember being like, no, what? It's Indiana Jones. No matter what, it can't be terrible. But it's bad, dude. I remember it being like, oh man, even just to like think about it makes me just like, ugh. But it's been a while since I've seen it. Probably for good reason. Maybe I'd have to Oh man, I mean, I saw Last Crusade not that long ago. Beautiful. Mwah. I used to watch that movie every fucking day after school. I would come home and watch Last Crusade. Crystal Skull, so bad. Poor Harrison Ford. Switching over to July, Mission Impossible. That's another one where it's like, that's all you have to say. Mission Impossible. Is Tom Cruise still in it? Okay, cool, because I'll go. I just want to see whatever insane stunt he's doing this time, which apparently, like, he drove that motorcycle off that cliff, like, 14 times. Like, we need another take, Tom. Fuck yeah, we'll do it. Bro! Like, just diving off a cliff over and over and over. Oh, and then that other part where he was, like, on that little biplane. He's like, hey, what's up? Welcome to the movies. I'm motherfucking Tom Cruise. Like, just doing fucking barrel rolls while he's just, like, fucking balancing on the side. Tom Cruise, man. I cannot wait. Man, Tom Cruise. Great. Mission Impossible. I've completely lost track of what's going on in the Mission Impossible, in the MI verse. Like, I have no idea, dude. I'm just as lost as, like, the Transformers. It's like, I can't even remember what's happening. Every movie, like, the world is on the edge of, like, exploding, but somehow Ethan makes it through. Oh yeah, moving in, still in July, Oppenheimer. Whoo boy, I cannot wait for this one. Looking like a good year. Christopher Nolan, boom, right there. Christopher Nolan, that's all you had to say. You got me. You got my money. Christopher Nolan, I'm in. Christopher Nolan plus Cillian Murphy, I'm in times 2. But the thing about this movie is that I feel like just watching the preview gives me horrible nuclear anxiety. Like, I feel like I'm living in the 80s where, like, I wake up every day just like, today's the day where we're all just gonna die in a fiery, like, nuclear explosion. The whole trailer is just like Cillian Murphy just like, they don't understand the power. And it's just like, they won't understand it until they use it. And it's just like, when they're like assembling that fucking bomb and like putting the pieces all together, I'm just like, oh my God, my stomach. So much anxiety from this horrible weapon. But having said all that, it looks unbelievable. Christopher Nolan, dude doesn't miss. And I am a total ride or die for Nolan, so I'll be right there. Keeping on here. Looks like coming up is the Marvels. This one, I don't know how to feel about this one. It's been a long time since I've seen Captain Marvel. Didn't enjoy it that much. I did watch Ms. Marvel on the Disney Plus. It was okay, meh. So you're taking like Captain Marvel, which I'm like, and then Ms. Marvel, put them together, I don't know. And then I also don't know a lot about Captain Marvel, other than supposedly she's like the strongest one, right? Like the really up there, super powered, but I don't know. I'm just, that's how I feel about the Marvels. Marvels. And then we got, still in July, Barbie. This is such an interesting one. Barbie, it's based on the doll, but then apparently she comes into the real world or something, so Barbie, but then she learns, like, how to live in a real world and, like, what it takes to be a real woman in today's society. I don't know, we'll see. Margot Robbie, she's on a real hot streak, too, does not miss. She was amazing in Babylon. Babylon, not great, but she was great in it. Also, it's got the Goss in it, Ryan Gosling. So that should be cool. Moving into August, Blue Beetle. It's another DC. I don't know if this is like part of their DC, like the new rollout. Are we still kind of just cutting the ends of like whatever was left over from the other DC stuff? Also, Blue Beetle. I know nothing about Blue Beetle other than he's apparently a superhero. So we'll see how that comes later in the year. And then this is where it gets a little dicey here. Now we're moving into September. Nun 2. I never saw The Nun. I saw The Nun when she popped up in The Conjuring, and it's pretty obvious why she gets 2 of her own spin-off movies, because The Nun in whatever Conjuring it was, Conjuring 2, 3, I lost track, but those nun scenes in that movie were by far the greatest parts of like all those movies combined. It's just those little nun parts. So no wonder that bitch is getting her own sequels because that shit was entertaining as hell. Does it work as its own standalone? I have no idea. I didn't see the first one. And then you made another one? I don't know. That first one must have been pretty awesome. I guess I'll have to check it out. Moving into October with Kraven the Hunter. This is giving me such Morbius vibes, dude. Morbius. Dude, like, Kraven the Hunter, yeah, cool idea, but it's like a solo thing, and he's like by himself. Also, not Spider-Man won't be in that shit, so it's like this is giving me such Morbius vibes. And let's see what we got. November, Dune Part 2. Did anybody else fall asleep with Dune Part 1? I'd have to watch it again, but that shit was long as hell, kind of dry. I don't know. I just remember being like pretty meh about Dune. Maybe I'd have to watch it again. Another Hunger Games. You know what I say about Hunger Games? F the Hunger Games, dude. Who cares about Hunger Games? You know where it's at? Battle Royale. Get back at me with Battle Royale. Because anybody who knows that Hunger Games ain't shit other than just a ripoff of Battle Royale, which is the shit. So make a Battle Royale movie. Stop doing this stupid Hunger Games stuff. And then that's looking like mostly it. Looks like that Ghostbusters sequel coming out in December, but deets are kind of sketch. Aquaman coming out in December. Again, all this DC stuff, like, is it being wrapped up? Are we, like, starting fresh? Like, probably the last time we're going to see Momoa as Aquaman, so let's hope it's a good one. Yeah, that looks like that'll be the year. So definitely coming out strong in the beginning. It's going to be a hell of a summer. There was like week after week of like, I think Transformers was coming right after whatever. Like, yeah, it should be pretty interesting. We'll see. But yeah, that'll probably do it for the pod. Yeah, let me know what you guys wanted to see coming up this year. What's your most anticipated film? Go ahead and throw it down in the comments below. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Helps the show stay alive. I'm your host, as always, Kyle McLemore, and we'll see you next time on the pod.